Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ashok IT. So today we are going to understand what is JWT, why JWT, how JWT will work in our web applications for security, and JWT integration with our Spring Boot application. Related to Spring Boot security, today is the third session. Right? In the first session, we discussed about what is Spring security, what are the default configurations in the Spring security, and how to customize them. In second session, we discussed about how to work with in-memory authentication and how to work with JDBC authentication. All right. So as part of today's session, we are going to understand what is JWT. Right? First of all, JWT stands for JSON Web Token. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. It is a token implementation which will be in the JSON format and designed to use for web requests. Now, when we develop a web application, we want to protect our application. We need to secure our application. In order to secure web applications or in order to secure web requests, nowadays JWT is most widely used technique. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. It is a token implementation which will be in the JSON format and designed to use for web requests. Good. Designed to use for web requests. All right. JWT is the most common and favorite token type that many systems use these days due to its features and advantages. Nowadays, if you look at application security, the most common and favorite technique using to secure the applications is JWT. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. JWT is the most common favorite token type that many systems use these days due to its features and advantages. So first of all, what is a token? Guys, now when you do bank net transfers, right? Net banking, whenever you do transfer money from one account to another account, it will ask you to confirm your OTP to protect your account from suspicious activities. When amount is getting transferred from your account to another account, bank application will generate a OTP to your mobile number. If you enter that OTP, then only that a transaction will be completed. Then only the transaction will be completed. So that OTP is used to secure your application. OTP is used to secure application. Can we say the OTP is a token which that is using by the application to secure our application? Can we say OTP is a token? Can we say OTP is a token which is used by our application to secure? Yes. Similarly, whenever people are accessing a web application, we need to secure our application. To secure our applications, we are going to use JWT. JWT stands for web tokens, JSON web tokens, right? JWT token can be used in both authentication and authorization scenarios, right? So we already discussed in the previous classes what is authentication and what is authorization. Authentication means verifying whether this user can access our system or not. That means his credentials are valid or not, we are going to verify. Once the credentials are valid, now user is authenticated. JWT token can be used in both authentication and authorization. Authentication means credentials will be validated. Next one is authorization. Authorization means whether this user having access for this functionality or not, we will be verifying that. Whether this user can log in into our system or not will be part of authentication. Once a user is logged in, can he access this functionality or not will be part of authorization. Guys, could you please read these 3 points? JSON means JWT means JSON Web Tokens. It is a token type of technique to secure our applications. It is most common and favorite token type that many systems using these days to protect their applications. Right. JWT token can be used for both authentication and authorization. All right. Now, next one. I hope you got the concept. What is JWT? What is JWT? I hope you got it. Now, when to use JWT? Whenever you are going for authorization, you can use JWT. Whenever you go for information exchange from one application to another application. If you want to send the data from one application to another application, in that scenario also we need to go for this JWT. All right, next one, sample JWT. JWT is a token type technique. What is sample JWT? A JWT token has three parts which are separated by dot. Below is the sample JWT token. Below is the sample JWT token. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. It will be separated with the dots. Now here, this JSON token contains three parts. Here it is the text which is displaying in the green color is one part. The text which is displaying in the red color is one part. The text which is displaying in the sky blue color is one part. So total three parts will be available in JSON token. These three parts will be separated by a dot. These three parts will be separated by a dot. The first part which is displaying in the green color will be called as a header. The second part which is displaying in the red color is called as a payload. The third part which is displaying in the sky blue color is called as a signature. Right now, JWT nothing but JSON Web Token, which is a token type of security technique to protect our applications or to protect the requests. Right? This is JWT token structure. How the JWT token looks like. JWT token contains three parts. JWT token contains three parts which are separated by dot. Below is a sample JWT token. So first part will be called as header part. Second part is called as payload part. Third part is called as signature part. Can you look at this is JWT token now? Can you look at this JWT token now? All of you. Can you look at this JWT token now? Part one. Right? JWT token has three parts which are separated by dot. Below is the sample format. Part one, part two, part three. First part is called as header part. Second part is called as payload part. Third part is called as signature part. So with this we understand what is a JWT, what is JWT, where we will use JWT, and how JWT looks like, how many parts are available in the JWT. Got it. Next one, JWT structure. If you see, JWT contains header part and it contains body part and it contains signature part. Header will contain which algorithm we are using, what type of technique we are using, what is the subject, what is the name, what is the ID, and signature. If you expand, if you extract, if you decode the JWT token, you will be able to see the details like this. If you decode the JWT token, you will be able to see the details like this. JWT structure, right? Here already we have seen header part will be available, payload part will be available, signature part will be available. If we extract that JWT token, we will be able to see the information like this. Sir, here JWT token available in the encoded format. How can we decode? For that, we have a official website. JWT website is available. JWT.io. There is a official website. JWT website is available. Introduction to JSON Web Tokens. Right? What is JSON? JSON Web Token. JSON Web Token is an open standard that defines a compact and self-contained way for securely transmitting information between parties as a JSON. So whenever two applications want to exchange the information securely, then we can use this JSON Web Tokens. That is called as a JWT. JWT full form is JSON Web Token. All right. Now it can be used for authorization. It can be used for information exchange. What is the JSON Web Token structure? This is the official website of JWT, guys. So in its compact form, JSON Web Token consists of three parts separated by dots. What are those three parts? Header part will be available, payload part will be available, signature part will be available. So therefore, a JWT typically looks like the following: X dot Y dot Z. Here X means header, Y means payload, Z means signature. You understand what is JWT and what is the structure of the JWT? What information is available in the JWT? Header dot payload dot signature. Right. Now, if we want to understand these things, header. The header typically consists of two parts: the type of the token, which is JWT, and the signing algorithm being used, uses such as SHA algorithm, RSC algorithm, some algorithm technique we are going to use to generate the tokens, right? So in the header parts, two things will be available. One is the type, what type of technique we are using, JWT, and name of the algorithm. So which algorithm you are using for JWT tokens, and what is the algorithm that you are using, name of the algorithm, type of the token, JWT token, which is using which algorithm, that will be available inside the header part. The header typically consists of two parts: the type of the token, which is JWT. What type of token we are using to secure our application? We are using JWT token. Type is equal to JWT. And the signing algorithm being used, which algorithm you are using to generate the token. So algorithm name, RSC algorithm, SHA algorithm, HMAC algorithm. There are several algorithms are available in the market. We are using one of the algorithm inside this. We are using one of the algorithm inside this. Okay, right now. So here, sir, algorithm is equal to HS256, type is equal to JWT. But when you shown in the PDF, when you shown in the PPT, it is having some data. We are unable to understand what is this data. This data is encoded in the base 64 format. Whatever the algorithm, whatever the type is available in the header part, that is encoded by using base 64, first part of the JWT. Then this is JSON is base 64 URL encoded to form the first part of the JWT. So whatever the information we are using in the header part, that is encoded by using base 64 URL. That's the reason we are able to see header part like this. So this header part contains what? Name of the algorithm, type of the token. Name of the algorithm, type of the token. Okay. Now next one, second part. What is the second part of JWT? What is the second part of JWT, guys? The second part of the JWT is called as payload. The second part of the token is the payload, which contains claims. Claims are statements about an entity and additional data. There are three types of claims: registered claims, public claims, and private claims. Generally, in the payload claims information will be available, that claims information related to user, that claimed information related to user, public claims, private claims, register claims. Three types of claims will be available. Okay. Now here, register claims. These are set of predefined claims which are not mandatory but recommended to provide set of useful interoperable claims. Some of them are issuer, expiration time, subject, and audience. That means to whom you are generating this token, when this token is generated, who generated this token, such kind of information we can kept in the payload as a registered claim. Public claims, this can be identified, these can be defined at will by those using JWTs, but to avoid collisions, they should be identified in the JSON Web Token Registry, are defined as a URL that contains collision registered namespace. Public claims, that means anybody can use these claims. Private, created to share information between parties that agree on using them on neither registered or public claims. Private claims, whatever the information that you want, you can keep it as a your private claim. Registered claims, public claims, private claims. These claims information will be available as part of payload. See the sample payload: subject, some number, name, that person name, admin, yes is true. So like this, whatever information you want, you can keep that information as a payload. That is a claims information, user related information you can keep as part of the payload. The payload is the base URL 64 encoded format. So here, as part of payload, I'm keeping this information. That information will be encoded in this format by using base 64. Header part, payload part. Header part contains name of the algorithm, type of the token. Payload part contains claims information, user claims, registered claims, public claims, private claims, information we can keep as part of payload. Then the last one is the signature. The last one is the signature, digital signature we are going to create to protect our applications. To create the signature part, you have to take the encoded header and encoded payload, a secret, the algorithm specified in the header, and sign that. So whatever the header part is available, what is the payload part is available, which algorithm you are using, by using all this information, By using all this information, the signature will be created. Now see here, SHA-256 algorithm, encoded header part, encoded payload part, and one secret will be used. One secret key. You can use any secret key. By using header, payload, secret key, we are going to create one signature. That is the third part of the JWT. That is the third part of the JWT. Okay. So now, if we combine all these three things together, then this red color part is called as header. This middle part, purple color part, is called as payload dot. The last part, blue color part, sky blue color part, is called as a signature. These are three parts of JSON token. These are three parts of JSON token. Okay. So if you want me to represent that JSON token, for example, if you take xx dot yy dot zzz, like this, JSON token will be available. So this part is called as what? This part is called as what? This part is called as header. And second part is called as what? Second part is called what? Payload. Payload. Third part? Third part is what? Signature. Third part is what? Signature. Signature. Header contains what information, guys? Header. Name of algorithm and type of token. Name of algorithm and type of token. Token is always JWT. Algorithm, you can use a SHA algorithm, you can use a HMAC algorithm. Like that, there are several algorithms are available. Whichever the algorithm you want, you can use that algorithm. Okay. Next, payload. Payload contains what? Claims information. Payload contains claims information. Claims information. Claims info. That is user related information will be available. What type of claims they can use? Registered claims plus public claims plus private claims. User related information can be kept inside the payload part. User related information can be kept inside the payload part. Now, what is there in signature? What will be there in the signature, guys? What will be there in the signature? Signature. What will be there in signature? Encoded header plus encoded payload plus secret key. That is going to generate the signature. That is going to generate the signature. Look at the JWT now. JWT stands for JSON Web Token, which is very famous technique to protect our applications nowadays, which is very famous security technique to secure our applications. This is JWT contains three parts. First part called header, second part called payload, third part called signature. All the three parts will be separated by using dot symbol. Header part contains name of the algorithm and type of the token. Token is a JWT, algorithm name you can use anything. Second part is called as payload. Payload part contains claims information. What claims? Registered claims will be available, public claims will be available, private claims will be available. Signature contains encoded header, encoded payload, and a secret key. Encoded header, encoded payload plus secret key. By combining all these three, one signature will be created. That signature will be the last part of JWT token, JSON Web Token. You understand what is JWT? Structure of JWT? What information is available in JWT now? Just we're understanding theoretical part. What is JWT? What is the structure of it? And what information will be available in JWT? Got it? Perfect. Right. JWT structure we have seen. Now, sir, how can we see all this information? How can we see all this information? So there is one tool called a debugger. There is one tool called debugger, JSON Web Token Debugger. Now, this is JSON token. Now, first part is called as header part. Second part is called as payload part. Third part is called as signature part. Now, this is encoded JSON token, encoded JWT token, JSON web token. Now, here in the official website of JWT, if you give this encoded token, it will help you to decode it. What is the algorithm? Which algorithm we are using? HS256 algorithm that is used. Now, whenever you decode that token, algorithm name HS256, type is JWT, subject some number, name and IAT they are using. Verify signature. What is the signature? Signature, encoded header, encoded payload, secret key, secret key, secret key, then secure secret base 64 encode, then the JWT token is generated, right? So this is actual JSON web token, and when you give this JSON web token here, it is going to decode, it is going to display you header part, payload part, signature part. So are you able to decode the token? Are you able to decode the token? You can see this URL, sir. You can access this URL, access this URL and can see encoded token and decoded token. Are you able to see encoded token? Are you able to see encoded token and decoded token? Are you able to see that? Are you able to see that? Very good. Very good. JSON web token. All right. Now we need to understand how this JSON web token will be used in our application. So you understand what is encoded token and what is decoded token. We understand what is encoded token and what is decoded token. Okay. Let me keep all these things in the notes for you. What is JWT? What is JWT? So you understand, right? JWT stands for JSON Web Token. What is JWT? JWT stands for JSON Web Token. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. JWT nowadays JWT is common and famous technique to secure web requests. To secure web requests, we can use JWT for authorization. We can use JWT for authorization and authentication. We can use JWT for authentication and authorization. All right. JWT token contains three parts. JWT token contains three parts. What are those three parts, guys? What are those three parts? JWT token contains three parts and they are separated by dot. Contains three parts and they are separated by dot. Right now, like the sample token I'm taking, sample token I'm taking here. Right now, here, first part represents first part of token. JWT part 1 represents header information. JWT part 1 represents header information. JWT part 2 represents payload information. JWT part 2 represents payload information. Payload information. JWT part 3 represents JWT part 3 represents signature information. Signature information. Now, what will be available here in the header information? JWT token header contains JWT token header part contains algorithm name and token type. Algorithm name and token type. JWT token payload contains claims information. JWT token payload contains claims information. Claims information. That means user information. JWT token signature contains encoded header plus encoded header plus encoded payload, encoded header plus encoded payload plus secret key. So this is what we have discussed so far. I just kept in the notepad so that you can easily read that and understand. Why we are learning this JWT, guys, which is very famous technique to secure the applications. It is a token based security like our OTP. So our OTP is one kind of security to protect our transactions, right? Whenever you do net banking to transfer money, banking application is transferring money directly, or they are sending OTP to your mobile. They are sending OTP to your mobile. They are sending OTP to your mobile. That OTP, if you enter, if that OTP is correct, then only transaction will be successful. If OTP is not verified successfully, transaction cannot be completed. Similarly, in our applications also, we are going to implement token based security. To implement a token based security, we are using JWT. We can encode, we can decode JWT token by using JWT decoder debugger. We can sample JWT token. Okay. So in the official website of jwt.io, we can find out JWT token. So this is the sample JWT token, which contains 3 parts. We can decode this JWT token. We can decode JWT token using below URL. We can decode JWT token by using below URL. That is official website of JWT to decode the tokens and to understand the information. We can decode the token and we can understand the information by using below URL. Perfect. Good. Somebody asking what is authentication, what is authorization? Previous class I have explained. You can find that in the video, sir. In our video, you can see. In the previous session, I have explained what is authentication and what is authorization. Rahul, you can see our videos in the YouTube, previous classes for the security topic. All of you comfortable with this, what we discussed so far? All of you comfortable with this, what we discussed so far? Perfect. Let's continue. Now, let's try to understand JWT workflow. Sir, if I am using JWT in the application, then how we are going to see that, how it is going to work internally, right? First, 2 applications will be available. One is client application and the second one is server application. That means 2 applications, application 1, application 2, or we can say client application and server application. Any client can access the application, or only our business clients should access our application. I'm developing one REST API. Will I provide the access for my REST API for everybody for free of cost? No. For business clients, the clients which are doing business with me, only for those clients I will provide the access for my application. I will not provide the access for every client. Everybody cannot access my application because I want to secure my application. I want to secure my application. Only my business clients should access this application. Okay. Now let's assume that client application is available, server application is available. I am from server side, you are from client side. I am from server side, you are from client side. Now I will give you some credentials. Hey, when you want to access our application, you first need to send me your credentials. Whatever the credentials I have given to you send me your credentials. Whatever the credentials I have given to you send me your credentials. Okay. So now client will send a request with credentials to the server. Client is going to send a request to the server with the credentials, login credentials, authentication credentials. Client may be a browser, client may be a postman, client may be a other application. Client posts request with the credentials to the server. Client is posting a request with credentials to the server. Then what server is going to do? Authenticate credentials and generate JWT token. If credentials are valid, if credentials are valid, server is going to generate the JWT token and will send that JWT token back to the client. Okay, here client is sending a request to the server. Client will send a request to the server with the credentials, username and password. Now what server will do? Server is going to verify those credentials are valid or not. If the credentials are not valid, then request will not be accepted. If credentials are valid, then server is going to generate a token for the client. That a token will be sent to the client. So now client got the token successfully. If a client is giving correct credentials to the server, server will validate the credentials. That means authenticate the credentials, will generate the token, will send the token back to the client. Now what the client will do? Client is going to send another request to access the actual resource. Now client want to access the actual resource. To access the actual resource, client needs a token. So first he send a request for the token with the login credentials. Server validated the credentials and send the token back to the client. Now client send the token. Client send the token in the request. Now server side, the token will be validated. Validate token. If the token validated successfully, send response to the client. So this is how our application is going to execute. Client is going to send a request with the credentials. Server is going to authenticate the credentials and will generate the token. If the token is correct, if the token is correct, sorry, if the credentials are correct, server will generate a token, will send the token to the client. Now client is going to access the actual resource by sending the token. If the token is valid, then request will be processed and response will be sent to the client. If token is not valid, request will not be processed successfully. Are you able to understand this diagram? Are you guys able to understand this diagram? Very simple, sir. Now here client application is available and here resource application is available. Here client application is available and here resource application is available. Now inside the resource application, inside the server application or resource application, there is one resource available which is called get get balance. Get balance. Can anybody get the balance of the account or only authenticated users can get the balance? This balance is a secured. This balance is secured. This balance is secured. Can client directly access this secured resource or client cannot access the secured resource directly? Client can access the secured resource directly or client cannot access the secured resource directly. Client can access the secured resource directly or client cannot access the secured resource directly. Client can access the secured resource directly or client cannot access the secured resource directly. Client cannot access the secured resource directly. So what client will do? First client is going to send a request to the server. First client is going to send a request to the server. So what that user, credentials, user token. Now, in order to get the user token, the client is going to send username and password. Username and password. Authenticate, authenticate, authenticate the credentials which are given by the user. If authentication is successful, generate token. If authentication is successful, generate token. If authentication is successful, generate the token. Now that token will send back to the client. The token will send back to the client. Send token in response. Send token in response. Now client got the token. With this token, now client is going to make a request to secured resource. The get balance is a secured resource. Send a request with the JWT token. Send request with the JWT token. Send request with the JWT token. Now what will happen? Now here when the client send a request with the JWT token, then what will happen? Validate the token. Validate token. Whether the token is valid or not, it is going to verify. If the token is valid, send a response to client. Send response to client. If token is valid, then correct response will come. Otherwise, error response will come. Send response to client. Send response to client. So this is how the JWT will be implemented. We have a application. We have a application. In that application, there is a secured resource. Get balance is the secured resource. Client cannot access this secured resource directly. In order to access the secured resource, the token is required. So here, first client should send the username and password in order to get the token. So if username and password given by the client are valid, then token will be generated. Token will be generated. Token will be given to the client, right? Once the client got the token, he will send a second request with the token for the actual balance. Then token will be validated. If the token is validated successfully, then correct response will come. Otherwise, error response will come. This is how we need to implement our application. Sir, what is the advantage of this application? Implementation. What is the advantage of this implementation? Are we asking the client to give username and password every time? Are we asking the client to give username and password every time? Are we asking the client to give the username and password every time? Are we asking the client to give the username and password every time? How many times client should send the username and password in this scenario? How many times client should send the username and password to the server? Only first time. Only for first time. Now, in my application, there are 100 secured resources are available. Does client need to send the username and password for 100 times? The client needs to send that username and password for 100 times. Client needs to send the username and password for 100 times. Come on, guys. Does client need to send the request for every time? Client need to send the request for every time, or client will send the request for only one time? Okay, right. And a token is a small piece of information which can be exchanged in the URLs. Token is a small piece of information which can be exchanged in the URLs. All right. So I hope you understand what I mean by JWT workflow. Can we see the workflow once again? Client application will be available. Server application will be available. Client application will be available. Server application will be available. Okay. Client application is available. Server application is available. Server is having some secured resource. Server is having some secured resource. Can client access the secured resource directly? Can client access the secured resource directly? Client cannot access the secure resource directly. So that's why what client will do, client will send a request to the server with the credentials. Server is going to authenticate the credentials and will generate a token. Will send that token back to client. Client will authenticate the credentials, will generate the JWT token, will send the token back to the client. Then what client will do? Client will send a request to the server to access a secured resource with the token. The token will be validated. If the token is valid, then server will send response back to client. If the token is valid, server will send response back to client. Are you able to follow this? Are you able to follow this? How JWT workflow will be available in the application? Are you able to follow this? How JWT workflow will be available in the application? Come on. Guys, please respond. Are you able to understand how JWT workflow will happen in the applications? Yes or no? Very good. Perfect. I hope you understand the concept. What is the JWT? What is the structure of JWT? And how JWT will be used in the applications. JWT will be used in the applications. Got it? Very good. Very good. Fine. Next, guys. Now here, I'm going to take one application which is implemented with the Spring Boot and JWT. I will give you code walkthrough. I will give you code walkthrough for JWT application. Let me take one simple application where I have a REST controller. I have a REST controller, hello REST controller.java. In this hello REST controller.java, there is one method which is binded to /hello. Here I am having one REST controller. Here I'm having one REST controller which is having /hello. Okay, this is my method. Very simple method which is having /hello. Very simple method which is having /hello. I want to access this method. Okay, now in this REST controller I have a method. This is represented as a REST controller. Now go to properties file. What is the port number I have configured? What is the port number I have configured? 9090. Now let's run our application. I'm running our application 9090, which is having /hello as the URL pattern. Which is having /hello as the URL pattern. Now go to Postman. Go to Postman. Let us make a GET request. Go to Postman. Let us make a GET request. Localhost colon 9090/hello. Localhost colon 9090/hello. Okay. No headers, nothing, guys. I'm just using authorization. Headers. Click on send. What happened? Am I able to access the hello, or it is saying access denied? Am I able to access hello, or my access is denied? Come on, access is denied. That means that method is secured or not? 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 Secured. Now, in order to access this method, I need a JWT. In order to access this method, I need a token. So I have a Spring Boot application. In that application, I have implemented token based security by using JWT. I have a Spring Boot application. I have a Spring Boot application. In that application, I have implemented token based security. I have a Spring Boot application. In that I have implemented token based security. So in order to access any resource in that application, we need JWT token. We need JWT token. So do I have that token to access my application, or I don't have the token to access my application? Do I have that token to access my application, or I don't have the token to access my application? I don't have the token. Now I need to get the token. In order to get the token in that REST controller, I have written one more method. In order to get the token, I have written one more method. What is that method is slash authenticate or get token, whatever it is, token. I want this token method. I have a method called which is binded with the token. So whenever you send a request to this token with your username and password in the request body, then it is going to send you a token. It is going to send you token. Let me stop my application. Let me stop my application. Let's run our application again. Run as Spring Boot application. Run as Spring Boot application. Run as Spring Boot application. All right, fine. Now let's go to Postman slash hello. I'm trying to access hello. It is giving me access denied. That means I'm unable to access the method, and I'm unable to access this method. I'm unable to access this method because this method is binded with token based security. This method is binded with token based security. Got my point? Now here I have one more method called token method. I have one more method called token method. That a token method is expecting the data. The token method expecting the data in the JSON format, username and password. It is expecting the data in the form of username and password. That username, I'm going to give username. I configure the credentials, guys. I will show you the program. Admin is my username. Password is admin@123. Password is admin@123. Password is admin@123. So these are the credentials. These are the credentials of the user to get the token. Click on token, send the request, send the request, slash token, access forbidden. Oh my God, 1 second, guys. I have changed it somewhere in the security. I need to configure this. Yeah. So what is the method here? Token is the method. So whenever a request sent to the token, it should permit that request. We discussed already how to configure that security request, right? So my URL, which is having as a token, it should be permitted. Now it should be permitted. When I send a request, are you able to see the token generated? Are you able to see the token generated? Let me do it once again, guys. I will stop this. I will stop this. Now let me tell you the requirement. Spring Boot application with the JWT token. Spring Boot application with the JWT token. Spring Boot application with JWT token. In our application, we have two endpoints. In our Spring Boot application, we have two endpoints. First one is slash hello. First one is slash hello, and second one is slash token. Slash hello and slash token. Slash hello endpoint. Slash hello endpoint is token based secured endpoint. Token based secured endpoint. If token is valid, then only hello will be executed. Then only hello endpoint will be executed. Okay. Slash token is used to get the JWT token. Slash token endpoint is used for getting JWT token with JWT token, right? In our application, how many endpoints we are having? Two endpoints we are having. One is slash hello, second one is a slash token. Now my requirement is I want to access this hello endpoint. Is it secured endpoint or it is not secured endpoint? Hello is a secured endpoint or not secured endpoint? Hello is a secured endpoint. Hello is a secured endpoint. Hello is a secured endpoint. In our Spring Boot application, we have two endpoints. First one is hello endpoint and the second one is token endpoint. Hello endpoint is token based secured endpoint. If token is valid, then only hello endpoint will be executed to process the request. In order to access this hello endpoint, I need a token. So token endpoint is used for generating JWT token based on credentials, based on user credentials. User credentials. If credentials are valid, then only token will be generated. If credentials are valid, then only token will be generated. Now note here I have given username as admin and password as admin at the rate 123. Username I have given as a admin and password I have given as at the admin at the rate 123. So if I have configured these credentials in our application, I have configured these credentials in our application. I have configured these applications. I have configured these credentials in our application. Okay. If these credentials are valid, then only it is going to generate the token. If the credentials are invalid, this token cannot be generated. If the token is generated, then only I can access this URL. Are you able to understand my requirement? Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to do now? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to do now? Hello and a token. Hello is one endpoint which is secured by using JWT. In order to access that endpoint, I need a token. So to get the token, I have another method. That method is expecting username and password. If username and password given by the client are valid, then only token will be generated. Now see the diagram. Client will send a request with the credentials to the server. Okay, let us see here. I am giving credentials in the form of a JSON body. Username admin, password admin at the rate 123. Post request I'm sending localhost colon 9090 slash token. Click on send it. Click on send. Click on send. Request is sent to the server. Server stopped. Yeah, server got stopped. Let's run this. Run as boot app. Run as boot app. Clear the console. Go to Postman. Click on send. Can you see the token as a response? Can we decode this token? Can we decode this token? Yes, you can go to JSON token decoder. Now, if you see here, the token got decoded. Algorithm is available, HS256, subject is admin, expiry and IAT information available, signature is available here. We can decode this token. All right. Now, if the token is valid, now I got the token. Now I have a token. When I click on send button, I got a token. Now with this token, I need to access my resource, which is /hello, How can we access it? See the Postman, go to get request /hello headers. I'm going to send one header with a name called authorization. authorization value bearer space the token which we got, space the token which we got. We need to give token. Click on send. Hello world. Are we able to access that? Are we able to access the hello endpoint now by using the token? Click on send. I have sent the token. Now, suppose if I don't send this header, send, what is happening? Forbidden. What is happening? Forbidden. Am I able to access the hello endpoint, hello URL without sending the token? Am I able to access the hello endpoint without without sending the token? No, no. We need to access that with the token. We need to access that with the token. Now, how client will send token to the server? Send JWT token on authorization header. On authorization header. Now, first client send a request to the server with the credentials. Server authenticated the credentials and send the JWT to the client. Now, client should send that JWT to the server as the authorization header. Server will validate that token. If the token is valid, then server will send response back to client. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to do that once again, guys. Observe carefully. I will stop the server. I will stop the server. I will run my application, run as boot app. I'm running my application, run as boot app. Application started. Application started. Application started. Now, first directly try to access hello. Is it accessible or it is not accessible? Hello URL is accessible. Hello URL is not accessible. Hello URL is accessible or hello URL is not accessible. Hello URL is not accessible. Why it is not accessible? JWT security implemented for that application. In that application, all the endpoints are secured. So in order to access any URL in the application, token is required. In order to access, any URL in the application, token is required. Right. Now here slash hello endpoint is available. Hello endpoint is secured with the JWT. So we can't access that endpoint directly without having a token. So do we need to get the token first or not? Do we need to get the token first or not? In order to get the token, what client has to do? Client should access one more URL called slash token by giving username and password. That method is binded to post request. That method is binded to post request. Here, we need to send the data in the body. What data? Client identity, username and password. Client identity should be sent. What is the username I have configured in the application? The username I have configured as admin and the password I have configured as admin@123. The password I have configured as admin@123. Are you guys able to follow this? Now let's click on send. When I click on send button, did I get the token? Did I get the token from my application? Now, can I send this token to the server to access that hello endpoint? Can I use this token to send the request to hello endpoint? Perfect. Now, let me copy this token. Let me copy this token. Okay. Now, go to get request hello. Without token, I'm unable to access. How I need to send the token to the server? Token I need to send to the server by using authorization header. I need to send the token in the header. Go to header. What is the header key? authorization. Now value. Here in our code, we are using bearer space token. I have written the code in such a way, bearer space token I am going to send. Header key is the authorization, bearer space token is the value. Click on send. Click on send. Now I got the hello world. So if the token is valid, am I able to access the hello or not? If the token is valid, am I able to access that or not? Now, instead of the correct token, let me give some incorrect token. Bearer space some dummy value dot, or else let me give bearer space xxx dot yyyy dot zzz. Is it valid token or it is invalid token? Is it valid token or is it invalid token? Invalid token. Send a request. 403 forbidden. Am I able to access the hello with invalid token? Am I able to access hello with invalid token? No. Now let me give valid token instead of this xxyyzz. I am giving valid token. Click on send. Am I able to access hello world? So my token based security working or not? Token based security working or not? The JWT. Now you will understand this diagram in better manner. Now you will understand this diagram in the better manner. We have seen practically our application. Client application is there, server is there. Now here server means our Spring Boot application, client means our Postman. Server means Spring Boot application, client means Postman. Now what client is doing? First client is sending a request to the server with the credentials. Client is sending a request to the server with the credentials. Now what the server is doing? It is authenticating the credentials and generating the JWT. What credentials I have configured? I have configured the credentials as admin and admin123. Admin is the username, admin123 is the password I have configured. So credentials are validated, they are correct. Now it is returning JWT token to the client. So finally client got the token. Okay, now that token is sending back to the server to access another resource, right? Now validate the token. If the token is valid, then server sending response back to client. Server sending response back to client. Okay, are you guys clear with this one? Are you guys clear with this one? Yeah, guys, here whatever the application I have executed, that application I have stored that into GitHub repository. So today, before starting our class, whatever the application I'm using in this class, I have already pushed that application code. The project I have pushed to Git repository. Here you can find that code here in the Ashok IT channel, Telegram channel. You can find that repository. Spring Boot security. Spring Boot security, JWT application, JWT example. Spring Boot security, JWT example, you can find out in the Ashok IT Telegram channel. That is the code. GitHub link I have given there. If you access that link, you can go to my code. You can see the code here. The one thing that is different is URL. In order to access the token, in this I have given the URL as a authenticate. I have given the URL as a authenticate. Here I have given the URL as a /token. Okay, so if I give it as a authenticate, then both are same. Both are same. Okay, so the code I have given in the Ashok IT Telegram channel. You can go to Telegram channel. You can type, search for the user @Ashok IT official. You can just type @Ashok IT official. You can find the link where you can download the JWT application, where you can download the JWT application. Okay, that I have used in this classroom. Right, guys, little bit code will be available here in order to implement it. Okay, first one is start class. First one is the start class. The Spring Boot application execution will begin from here. Right, before going to do that, let us see the pom.xml. Let us see the pom.xml. Spring Boot starter security dependency. Spring Boot Starter Web Dependency, DevTools, Lombok. So nothing here. JWT related dependency we have added, JSON Web Token dependency we have added in the pom.xml, and the JAXV dependency added, and the JSON Web Token dependency added here. Along with that, security dependency also added, Spring Boot security dependency, start class. And the next one here, created two model classes. One is authentication request class and another one is authentication response class. Authentication request class. Now, whenever I'm accessing a token, right? Whenever I'm sending a request to access a token, I'm sending the data in the form of a body, username and password. That data will be stored into authentication request class. This is request body class, which is having username and password. Request body class, which is using username and password. Request body class, which is using username and password. Authentication response, it is simply giving you JWT response back. Now see here, username password we are sending in the request body and we are getting response, right? Response will get as a JWT. Response will get as a JWT. So for request binding, for response binding, two classes I have created: authentication request, authentication response. Token request to token response, we can say, right? To get the token, we need to send the data, username and password in the request. Once the username password are valid, we will get the JWT as a response. For that, we have authentication response class. Got it. Now, next one. Here we are having security configuration. Spring Boot security configuration we already discussed in the previous classes. Security config is going to extend from my web security configurer adapter. In that we are going to write a configure method, what we need to do as part of security. What we need to do as part of security. So I want to configure security, authorize the request, which is matching with the slash token, permit. The request which is coming with the slash token, it is going to permit. All the remaining requests should be authenticated by using JWT token, right? So how the JWT token is working? Here we are adding JWT request filter. We are adding JWT request filter. That is one of the class that we have implemented. Right here, I have given bearer. I'm going to extract the header in this method, do filter. JWT filter I have created, normal like filter, JWT filter I have created. In that filter, I am reading authorization header data, which is starting with the bearer space. I'm removing that. I'm getting exactly the remaining value, token value I'm getting. Bearer, 6 characters plus a space, 7 characters. I'm removing that bearer space from that. I'm reading only JWT token. I'm reading only JWT token by using this filter. I have a filter class. That filter class is going to read only the JWT token without that bearer space. Now, when I go for a header, bearer 6 characters space 7 characters. After 7 characters, actual JWT token is available. So the filter is going to read that JWT token. The filter is going to read the JWT token, right? Exactly. JWT token is going to read by that filter. From that JWT, it is going to extract the username. Based on the username, it is going to load the user credentials. If it is valid, then it will store in the context. Otherwise, it is not going to read it. That is JWT filter that we have configured, right? User detail service. I'm configuring my username and password in the application, right? My user detail service class, I'm configuring username and password. Username is admin, password is admin123. So I told you, in order to generate a token, we need credentials. What credentials we are configuring? Admin at 123 credentials we are configuring. Admin at 123 credentials we are configuring. So if user credentials are matching, then only the request will be processed to generate a token. Otherwise, the request cannot be processed to generate a token. User credentials I'm configuring by using my user details. To verify the token is valid or not, here we have a filter. We have a filter, right? And there is one more complex class, that is JWT util. JWT util, extract username, check the expiration of the token, extract claim, extract all claims, is the token expired, generate the token, create the token, right? Validate the token. So token related methods are available in JWT util class. Okay, this is the actual method which is going to create the token. This is the actual method which is going to create the token. JWTs.builder set claims, set subject, set issued at, set expiration, sign with dot compact. So here we are creating actual token. Here the token is getting validated. So in the token we are keeping username. In the token we are keeping the username. As a claim we are keeping username in the token. If you see, when we extract our token, it is displaying that username. It is displaying the username in our token, right? So we are creating a token with that username. So JWT util class contains the methods which are used to verify the token, which is used to create the token. Create token method is used to create the token. Validate token method is going to validate the token is valid or not. Now, here we are having web security config as discussed. Security configuration, which method should be secured, which method should not be secured. That configuration we have done. Now next go to REST controller. We have a REST controller.java. In this REST controller, we are writing one normal method, which is a /hello, and second one is token method, which is going to generate the token. So for generating the token, we are passing username and password. So based on that username and password, it is going to authenticate. That means it is going to check our username password valid or not. If username password are valid, then it is going to load the user details. Based on the user details, it is calling generate token method. It is giving the token. The token is sending as a response. So this method is used to generate the token, and this method is used for accessing hello world message with the token. Okay. So here we are checking the credentials are valid or not. Here we are loading the user data based on the username. Based on the user details, we are generating a token and we are sending the token. Now, as we are having a filter, whenever a request comes, it will search for the authorization header with the bearer space value. If that header value comes here, then we are going to get the username. If username is valid, then it's going to validate the token. If the token is valid, it is going to process. Otherwise, it is not going to process. You no need to remember this code, guys. This code I just copied from the internet. You can also do the same thing. You no need to remember. You no need to butify this code. You just need to understand how the process is happening. Okay, there is a method which is going to generate the token. Whenever you send a next request, the filter is going to execute to verify the token. That's it. If the token is valid, request will be processed. If the token is not valid, request cannot be processed. This is the diagram. Okay, already the code is given for you. You can just go through that code once and you can see how the process is happening. What are the classes available? What are the methods available? What is the purpose of that method? Easily you can understand with that code. This is self-explanatory code. Self-explanatory code, how we have implemented JWT in our application. Okay. Very good. Thank you, guys. Please go through that application. Please try to run that application and see what the filter that is available. What is the filter that is available right now? Telegram, the code is available in the Telegram. This is the link for Telegram. This is the link for Telegram. You can access that. If you are unable to access that link, just open your Telegram app, search for @Ashok IT official. @Ashok IT official. You can find the Telegram channel. There you can find the application. Next weekend, I will come up with one more workshop. We will see either WAT or a Docker. Next weekend, we'll come up with one more workshop. Good.